With the recent release of Captain America Brave New World, now is the perfect opportunity to talk about every live-action Captain America suit and rank them from worst to best. Captain America's first live-action appearance was in 1944, and since then we've had 18 different versions of the suit that have been designed throughout the years. From baggy costumes to sleek uniforms, each suit has its own little quirks that we'll be talking about. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Starting the list at number 18, I have the first red brown suit. This was the suit used in a made-for-TV film by CBS in 1979, and this suit is not it. It's like they didn't even try to make it a Captain America outfit. They changed the costume design to be less visually pleasing, with the stripes looking more like weird suspenders, and the red gloves and boots being broken up by white stars and stripes is just really silly. On top of that, being a fully spandex suit gives it an extra layer of both ugliness and goofiness. And of course, there's the motorcycle helmet. There is absolutely no shame in it at all. It's just a straight up motorcycle helmet with an A in the middle, wingtips not even on the side, and an average pair of goggles. This does nothing but add to the ridiculousness of the whole outfit, and really makes him look more like a stuntman rather than a superhero. The worst live action Captain America suit, without question. At number 17, I have the 1944 Dick Purcell suit. I'm sure it's not surprising to see the very first live-action Captain America suit near the bottom of the list, especially since it was made for a low-budget TV serial. With the film being in black and white, the colors obviously don't stand out, but even if it was in color, the suit would just feel very lackluster. It's the kind of suit that hits the bare minimum for the character, a tight suit with the stars and stripe motif that Cap is known for, but even then they opted to exclude the earwings, and even worse, Captain America doesn't have his iconic shield. Instead, he uses the Second Amendment to dispatch justice to his foes. It's not awful, especially for a first attempt, but they could have put in a little more effort to make it better. At number 16, I have the second red-brown suit. This is an upgraded suit to the 1979 Captain America, and it looks better than the original in pretty much every way. Right away, they made it more one-to-one with Cap's iconic suit style. The colors look really vibrant and strike you in a good way. However, there are still a few bumps in translating the hero from page to screen. The spandex base outfit still doesn't look great. It's almost laughable how bad the shield looks, being made of a cheap see-through plastic that at one point literally folds in half, and of course, the most notable part of the suit, the motorcycle helmet. The original suit was a goofy mess all around, so the helmet could be easily overlooked with that design. But here, it sticks out like a sore thumb. It is better in the sense that he's wearing an actual mask instead of the goggles, and the wings are actually protruding from the helmet. However, at the end of the day, it is still a motorcycle helmet, and it doesn't fit with the rest of the suit. Another costume that had potential, but was held back by a lower budget and very weird design choices. At number 15, I have the Turkish Captain America suit. In 1973, a bootleg Captain America made an appearance in a Turkish superhero film named Three Dev Adam, portrayed by Aykitan Akaya. I really hope I pronounced that right. This is another suit that suffers from a lower budget, but it's at least a step up from the other suits because they actually stayed pretty true to the comic design. All things considered, it looks okay, but does have some drawbacks. The color is accurate enough and the design of the overall outfit looks like Captain America, but they immediately lose points by once again not giving him the wings and the shield. I seriously don't get it. But I guess they compensated for that by giving him a wrestling belt, which does fit in with this interpretation of quote-unquote Captain America. The cowl also rests awkwardly on his head, and the long neck piece makes the whole outfit look a little off. I appreciate the attempt, but this once again could have been way better with some minor changes. At number 14, I have the Propaganda suit. This is technically the first suit that the MCU Steve Rogers wore after his super soldier transformation, and was used as a callback to the classic Captain America suit from the comics, rather than a practical suit fitted for combat. It looks like it was meant to be a goofy outfit, but honestly, Chris Evans pulls off this look very well. It's made from a cloth-like material with the typical stars and stripes motif and a very streamlined design compared to the rest of MCU Cap's suit library. I also love how he has the shield based off his first comic book appearance, and it does work as an actual shield in the film. However, the two main things that actually make the outfit look goofy are the short shorts over his pants and the cowl having a longer neck piece that doesn't sit quite right. Even though this is technically a more accurate suit than his actual battle suit in the film, this was meant purely for propaganda, and the main reason why it looks as good as it does is because of the comic accurate streamlined design and Chris Evans fitting the role of Captain America perfectly. At number 13, I have the 1990 Cap suit. This suit is from another TV movie starring Matt Salinger as Captain America, and I have to say this costume looks fairly good compared to the other TV movie Cap films. This is the first time that Cap strayed away from the goofy spandex outfits, instead of opting for a more rubbery appearance. The color scheme is great, the suit design is a very accurate depiction of the traditional Captain America suit, and the mask fits the head perfectly and seamlessly with the rest of the suit. The only weird thing about this suit is that the ears on the outside of the cowl are fake, which I guess I can understand because of the rubber suit, but still, it's an odd choice that stands out. It doesn't quite hold up to today's standards, mainly because of the rubber design, but if we're excluding the MCU suits, this is by far the best live-action Cap suit for the small screen. At number 12, I have the John Walker suit. It wouldn't be fair to say that this is my least favorite MCU Cap suit, simply because it's worn by John Walker, but I genuinely like it the least as an official Captain America suit. A lot of the decisions made for this suit seem intentional to not only Walker's character, but the idea of having a manufactured successor to the Captain America in this universe. Unlike Steve's outfits, Walker's have black straps instead of brown, bits of Velcro, very little detailing and texture, and having an American flag on his sleeve instead of the Avengers logo. The flag stripes being horizontal on the torso, as well as the star on the right side of his chest, are also clearly taken from the US agent suit in the comics, and again is used to contrast with Steve's typical design in this universe. The same can also be said about the eye holes on the cowl, having a more narrow shape, and most notably, it's missing the color white, which is again likely intentional, as white on the American flag symbolizes purity and innocence, which John Walker's character doesn't have. It looks and feels like a cheap imitation of Captain America, which is likely the point. It's masterfully designed for the purpose that it serves, but since this is a list comparing all the Captain America suits from worst to best, having it be this low on the list seems appropriate. At number 11, I have the Avengers suit. For the MCU's first crossover, Captain America got a new suit designed by Agent Coulson, and this is a suit that tried to modernize the Captain America design with a more militarized design, but still pay homage to the old-fashioned look. It was meant to mirror how Cap looked to the world in his propaganda suit, and you can see that with the sleeker appearance and the more vibrant colors, which is also visually more comic accurate. However, this ended up not working very well, as the suit itself looks a little silly, especially with the all-visible zippers throughout the suit. But by far the worst thing about this suit is the helmet. The lack of a chin strap, along with covering his ears, makes it look really weird, as the material of the helmet is different from the rest of the suit, but still looks like it should be connected. And funny enough, I actually think that this suit looks better when Cap isn't wearing his cowl, once again showing how perfect the casting was for Steve Rogers in the MCU. It was Marvel Studios' first attempt to accurately adapt Cap's suit in live action, and while I do have my complaints with it, I wouldn't consider this to be a bad suit by any means, especially for the time and context of the film. However, it clearly had room for improvement. Starting the top 10, I have the realistic Captain America suit. This is the suit Cap wore when crossing over to enemy territory to save Bucky and the rest of the missing soldiers from the 107th, and I think that this is a very underrated suit. Yeah, it isn't really much of a Captain America suit, but it can't be denied how patriotic Steve Rogers looks here. The propaganda costume is almost entirely covered by his brown camouflaging overcoat and army pants, but of course the most noteworthy parts of the outfit are his army helmet and the shield, and even though these were meant purely for showcase, they actually had a practical use in combat. The more war-torn look of this costume, as well as having the subtle, iconic Captain America-isms, is what makes this suit work so well for me, and in my opinion, perfectly represents what Captain America meant to these soldiers during the war. At number 9, I have the Nomad suit. While this is the least Captain America-like suit on this list, it's still technically a Captain America suit, so I'm including it. And this suit is awesome. Going for a very different look, what they did for Infinity War was take Cap's already great Civil War suit, damage it, and make it darker with dirt and natural wear and tear. They also removed the star, which is obviously an integral part to the Captain America suit, but having the star insignia still be visible on the suit made it all the better. It's a very simplified design, but it looks really good because of that. And I also do like the addition of the dual shield gauntlets, and it feels very appropriate for this look of the character. And of course, we have to talk about his long hair. and the beard. It looks so good with this grizzled suit design, and 100% completes this look, once again showing that Chris Evans was the perfect choice for Captain America. While again, it isn't exactly a Captain America suit, it fits perfectly with Cap's current situation in the MCU by no longer being a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Avengers. It's a fantastic look that makes him look so badass. And it also got added to Marvel Rivals recently, so now I need to learn how to play Captain America. At number 8, I have the second Sam Wilson Captain America suit from Brave New World. I'm very mixed on this one, because I don't necessarily dislike this suit, but I do think it's a step down from the original design. Granted, most of the suit stays the same with some adjustments to the top, his gloves and boots, and of course updating the color scheme. Not only is there more blue on this one, but the blue is darker and there isn't as much white. I also do like the logo change that makes the star a little larger and the wings a bit smaller. But in general, it just feels like they took one of Steve's outfits and gave it to Sam. And I think one of the reasons why I like Sam's first suit more is because Sam should feel like his own Captain America, and his first suit is very indicative of that, while this one isn't. And just like with Steve's outfit in the first Avengers film, they made the same mistake with the headpiece. The goggles look really out of place on this suit and makes the whole thing look unfinished. Apparently, Anthony Mackie hated wearing the cowl on the original suit, which is likely why he doesn't have it here. And I really wish they found a better workaround to make it more comfortable instead of ditching it entirely. And even when he has the full helmet while he's flying, it just doesn't fit with the rest of the outfit. Even when he has the wings out, which look amazing, by the way. Again, I don't think the rest of the suit is bad. Quite the opposite. And I was really thinking for a while about why I didn't like this suit as much as I thought I would. And I realized it's because when I look at this suit, I don't see Captain America. I see the Falcon, and this is something that I think his first suit does a lot better, which we'll be talking about later on the list. At number 7, I have the World War II SSR suit. I really like this suit, especially for Captain America's first appearance in the MCU during World War II. They took the classic Captain America look, specifically the look from the propaganda suit, and made it work with a more tactical and realistic design. I've always loved how the red stripes on his torso act like straps and are integral with the rest of the suit, although there's just a large amount of other gray straps that make it look a little too busy in my opinion. Other than that, it's a great design. While it obviously won't compare to the rest of the suits on this list that were actually made with modern technology, this is meant to be an imperfect and almost homemade suit specifically designed for Steve Rogers. But his suits would get better over time in the modern age. And at number 6, I actually have the Smithsonian suit. And this suit takes the original design of the previous suit and makes it better. The most prominent upgrade is the red strap in the middle of his torso that wasn't there previously, which looks better even if it isn't a strap like the other two. They also minimized the gray of the straps in the upper torso in favor of more blue, as well as increasing the saturation of the suit in general to really make it pop. Everything else that I said previously still applies here. I absolutely love this suit, and it was a nice surprise to see this updated version of the World War II suit in the third act of The Winter Soldier. Starting the top 5, I have the Age of Ultron suit. This was the MCU's second attempt at making a modern and militarized Captain America suit based off the traditional design, and it is leagues better compared to the first Avengers suit. The suit has a sleeker and more tactical feel to it, and in general looks way more comfortable to wear. Cap also has a separate helmet again with a chin strap, similar to how it looked in his World War II outfit. And with that, I think it's worth noting that while the first Avengers outfit was inspired by Captain America's propaganda suit, this one appears to be inspired by his World War II suit. This suit, however, does have a few things I'm personally not a fan of. For one, the colors on the outfit are more subdued. We're judging how these suits look on screen, but I feel like it's worth mentioning that when doing research for this video, I actually found that the colors are brighter on the action figures and look way better. I also think that the white on his sleeves are way too small, since it only wraps around his bicep and tricep area before turning blue again. And my biggest nitpick has to be the red on the chest, as well as a bunch of unnecessary red lines throughout various parts of the suit. I've always thought it was a weird design choice since no other Cap suit has it, which does give it an association to this film, but I'm just personally not a fan of it. Overall though, they really nailed it here, and this design would later be tweaked to make it even better. At number 4, I have Sam Wilson's first Captain America suit. This was the suit worn by Sam in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. as well as Brave New World. There is a small difference between the two suits, as Sam has the cowl in the TV show, but has goggles in the movie for the reasons I stated earlier. But for simplicity's sake, I'll be referring to the TV show suit, since I think it looks better with the cowl. This suit is almost 1-to-1 with the comics version, and while that alone doesn't make it a great suit, it certainly gets brownie points for it. The suit has a similar texture to Steve's, but has steel gloves and shin guards. The logo is smaller to the one from the stealth suit, but is obviously referencing his Falcon origins. The contrast between the blue on the chest and the white on the collarbone and shoulder area makes it stand out a lot, and makes it unique to Sam. And once again, I really like the cowl. I honestly think it completes the look, and it's such a shame they got rid of it. And while it's not fair to make this comparison with the other suits on this list, since only 2 have it, the Falcon wings look amazing, especially when they're fully spread out. Like I mentioned earlier, I prefer this suit over the latest one because I think that this does a great job of both distinguishing Sam Wilson as his own Captain America while also being a beautiful suit on its own. It's obviously not my favorite suit, but it's a damn good suit, and it had a lot of build-up since Sam first picked up the shield, and it paid off. Starting the top 3, I have the stealth suit, a fan-favorite suit from a fan-favorite movie. The stealth suit is one of the sleekest versions of Captain America's costume in the MCU. Getting rid of the red and white flag design and lower torso, the whole suit being a dark navy blue with a hint of red is perfect for stealth missions taking place at night, while also looking just as good during the day. It has a very minimalistic design, but it's elevated heavily by the star on his chest, the stripes extending to his shoulders, and the A on the helmet. In addition to that, they also painted a light blue over the shield, so Cap could take it on missions but still be stealthy. Even without the classic red, white, and blue colors, you can easily tell that this is Captain America, and that's what makes it so great. On top of it just being a really cool suit. This suit is so cool and so popular that they brought it back in Avengers Endgame, and Hot Toys has made 3 different figures of this suit, one of which will be mine someday. At number 2, I have the Civil War suit. This is very similar to the Age of Ultron suit, but has just enough differences to put it a few spots higher on the list. For starters, the red on the chest is gone, as well as some other red stripes on the back, shoulders, gloves, and boots that just felt unnecessary. They opted to remove the white on his sleeves and keep it blue, which I personally think looks better. And halfway through the movie, he removes the Avengers logo from his shoulder because of the conflict in the film. Just like with the stealth suit, it's a very sleek design that keeps it simple and makes it super effective. My one complaint about this suit is that just like with the Age of Ultron suit, the colors are very subdued, both on the big screen and in behind the scenes photos. I can understand it because of the tone of the film, but it holds the suit back just a little bit. If that wasn't the case, this would probably be tied with the number 1 spot. Even then, I flip-flop back and forth between the two. And in fact, I liked this suit so much, I bought the hot toy for it, and I got it for a heck of a deal. And finally, at number 1, I have the Endgame suit. It probably comes as no surprise that the final suit Steve Rogers wears as Captain America in Avengers Endgame is the best one. The suit takes the already amazing Civil War suit and finally adds a scaled effect on his chest and shoulders, just like in the comics. Personally speaking, the scales were never really the deal breaker for me, since I don't prefer them one way or the other. However, on this suit, it's undeniably a step up and adds a great texture to the suit that I didn't know we needed. They also put back the Avengers logo on his shoulders to signify that he is once again on the team, and more importantly, its leader. However, it isn't perfect either, as I think once again the colors on it are just a little too subdued in the film. Don't get me wrong, it looks great in the film, and I don't think it necessarily needed to be brighter like it was in the Marvel's Avengers game of all places. I just think that if it looked closer to how it does in the promotional material, it would be perfect. And like I said earlier, this suit and the Civil War suit are almost tied, because it essentially boils down to whether or not you prefer the scales. But for Steve Rogers' final appearance as Captain America, this suit was a great send-off for the character. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more content like this from me, you can subscribe and follow me on all of my other social media platforms, all of which house similar content that I have here on this channel, and all of which can be found in the description. And I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my Grave Gang YouTube members listed here on screen. If you want to be listed on my next video, plus a bunch of other rewards, become a YouTube member today. And if you want to watch another video of mine, you can check it out on this side of the screen over here. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time.